for you, early retirement?
This is a great time to announce. We're actually working on a second batch of shorts, so there'll be 5 more.
Can't wait to see. Thank you so much, Kirsten. Jeff Trammell, please talk to us about Spider-Man freshman year. How's the show coming along?
I would love nothing more than to talk about Spider-Man freshman year. The show has been going incredibly. We have an amazing crew. It's been so cool to work with everybody at Marvel Studios on what is ostensibly Marvel Studios' first Spider-Man animated series. It's been really cool. I take it so seriously. This is a dream project for me. As someone like Brad said, who grew up watching the 90s animated series. I went back and watched Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the 60s series, Spectacular Spider-Man, I'm a huge fan. So just know that we are bringing all the heart and charm and fun of Peter Parker to this series. And we couldn't be more excited for you guys to see it. So, I mean, if it's okay with everybody on the panel, I'd love to show.
I think that's fine, I guess. Oh, look at that guy.
So there's our Peter Parker. Ryan, I'd love to hear a bit about the inspiration if you want to go into that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun going back and looking at all the different designs for Peter from the for the comics, and we went back to the roots and tried to get Ditko-inspired glasses and the color scheme from way back in his original appearances, and then sort of had him redrawn in sort of an Alex Toth animated style from the '60s, drawn by the amazing Leo Romero. But yeah,
do you want to show the suit?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's show the suit.
So, this is one of his homemade suits, so obviously we were looking to try and create something that featured his sort of like technological prowess and working on the web shooters, and really get into that bold graphic style that we're developing for the show, and give him somewhere to grow from.
So this is Peter before Civil War. It's kind of early days of Spider-Man, and I know you guys are all excited to see what we got cooking for him. So, can't do the show without Peter's friends, obviously. They're going to be a huge part of this series. And of course, we're kicking things off with Peter Parker, but we also couldn't do the show without his best friend, Nico Minoru. So, as a fan of the Runaways and a fan of Nico, we're really excited to bring Nico into Peter's world because I don't want to spoil anything, but maybe we should expect the unexpected. We're also going to see the captain of the football team and everyone's favorite jock, Lonnie Lincoln. We'll also have Peter's, I don't want to put a label on it, but I'll say crush, and the captain of the swim team, Pearl Pangan. And we'll have a few familiar faces that you guys might recognize, a certain guy by the name of Amadeus Cho. We'll have a Wakandan genius by the name of Asha, as well as someone that the Avengers Academy fans might recognize, Jean Faucon. And last but not least, a little guy by the name of Terry Osborn. So we'll see Peter going through school and kind of dealing with those everyday family moments with May, as well as the kind of things you'd expect to see from a Peter Parker-centric series. We will really focus on who Peter is and how that informs who Spider-Man becomes. So as we're digging into who Peter is, I think we're also gonna, as he's Spider-Man, he's gonna be stopping a few crimes, but there's also gonna be a few villains along the way. And we're gonna look at some of those guys now. So, remember I said expect the unexpected? We're going to start off with a little person by the name of the Unicorn, who's going to make an appearance at freshman year. We're also going to see someone by the name of Chameleon. Another person who I'm really excited for you guys to meet is our friend, the Scorpion. And we also will see Speed Demon. We'll have Tarantula come through, as well as our old friend, the Rhino. Who else should I spoil for you guys? We got Butane, the pyromaniac that Peter is going to run into during those early days. We also have Carmilla Black, who is a very dangerous woman in the streets of New York. And last but not least, a little guy by the name of Dr. Otto Octavius. Now I know if you guys noticed, but that's a lot of things. So Peter's gonna need a little help. And he might get some courtesy of a few friends who come along the way. But first we're gonna show you some Peter in action before he calls on those friends, the biggest one being the Sorcerer Supreme himself. And as Strange will be around in those early days, Peter still might need a little bit of help. So we decided to call in a guy by the name of the Daredevil. Brad, can I let them know who's gonna play Daredevil?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
No, you can tell me.
Okay, cool. You guys might know his name is Charlie Cox. So as Peter starts trying to find his way, we're gonna meet the guy who comes home, and instead of Tony Stark waiting on his couch, we're gonna have Norman Osborn there. So in freshman year, we're gonna expect the unexpected, we're gonna shake things up, and we're gonna see what it's like when Peter is arguably his greatest enemy becomes his mentor. And as Norman's helping Peter out in these upcoming days, we're gonna see how that shapes the hero that he becomes, not just as Peter Parker, but also as Spider-Man. So yeah, that's what we got coming for you guys.
Jeff, I'm so sorry, Jeff. You mentioned a lot of characters, but I feel like there's an extremely important character that you left out. Maybe the most important character.
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about.
Just think about it a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, look, we'll come back to that, because I gotta show these guys the suits. That's what they want to see, right? They want to see Spider-Man go.
All right.
So as he's figuring things out, we can't have the homemade suit the whole time, so maybe he's gonna try a few things out. Maybe he's gonna become a beetle. Maybe he'll become a bit of a prodigy along the way, Or maybe he'll take things kind of dark and brooding, become a dusk person. Or he might even get his own Oscorp brand suit. But he wouldn't be Spider-Man without the classic red and blue. That's the character you're in.
Jeff, I feel like you're just stalling for time at this point, and you know the character that I'm talking about. And it's weird that you're doing this.
Yes, that's right. Everyone's favorite character, Dr. Bentley Wind, will be in the show.
This guy looks cool.
I love
Who's that?
it. Oh, that's, we didn't talk about him earlier?
Oh no, is that a new character?
Yeah, he's a guy.
Who's voicing this guy?
That's a good question. I forgot to bring the cast list. Or do you voice him, Brad? Do you want to voice him?
Paul, do you want to voice him?
I already am. It's me. I'm doing
it. And you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not just in this season, but also in next season in SpiderMan Song.
And this freshman year is coming when?
Sorry, you guys can look out for freshman year to drop in 2024.
The year before you know it. There we go. Thank you very much, Jeff. AC and Brian, you were responsible for bringing Marvel Studios' first animated series, What If, to life. Also, it's now Marvel Studios' first Emmy-nominated animated series. This is like a new venture. What was it like? Did you feel like a pressure when you started this project, or did it feel like you were you were ready for this forever?
Well, my background was both in live action and animation, so when I joined, it wasn't really a question of the medium, it was a question of what stories can I tell in the world's biggest pop culture sandbox. And I was so grateful that we got to play with genre and character in season 1, and we get to do it all over again in season 2, and that's actually been the greatest joy. There's not really a whole lot of difference between live action and animation, but What If just lends itself so beautifully to animation.
Truly. It was an honor to be asked by Marvel Studios. I had done work with Marvel on the feature films for a while, the action sequences and the rest, but I'd always also worked in animation. And so when I got the call from Brad, fatefully one day, hey man, you want to work on something cool?
Is that really what it sounds like?
Sometimes. And it was just amazing. It was an incredible opportunity, and working with AC and Ryan and Brad and Kevin and Lou and Victoria, just everyone, just bringing something to all of the fans to really explore stories and take the cinematic universe in a way that people would never expect. Super exciting.
Yeah. And as has been said, What If makes perfect sense for an animated project. Like when you were told that's what it was going to be, did you instantly just see like a billion possibilities of things?
Yeah, my first question, so unlike Brian, I hadn't been at Marvel yet. So you brought in to a conference room where I want to tell a little bit of a secret, they've hung sheets up over the walls. You can't see anything, you have no idea. Brad comes in, it's like you're being interrogated by the cops. He goes, we want to create an animated show. And I'm like, okay, who's the lead? And he went, all of them.
Is that really what it sounds like?
I was actually leaving animation. I was focusing on live action. I was like, brought me back. All right, this is too good to be true.
And Brad, this was your first experience with animation as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I kind of wandered in, like, babe in the woods, not knowing what we were doing. We're gonna put every single Marvel character in one show. And here I am in kindergarten, and these guys are working on their 3rd PhD, and they showed me the ropes. I mean, it was exciting to develop, and every day was inspiring. We used to have remember that 100% soft poster on the wall with all the characters from the first 3 phases.
I begged her, and she sent me one. I have one at home now. I love it. They couldn't steal it. They shut down the office because I think COVID. I don't know. Otherwise, I was
wondering where that poster went.
Now we know season 2 is coming early next year. Let's give the audience a preview.